What can I do for love? Oh, hold on, love. Hold on. Alright, everybody. It's Terry Barry here from Terry Barry's Meat Market in St John's. And I'm here to tell you about BWP Scouser series. It's going to be on the 30th of September at the Dome on Renshaw Street. Grand Central. You know, it used to be Barcelona bar. Pretty green eyes and all that shenanigans. Right. Tickets, right, they're better value than one of my mystery bags of meat. So get yourself down there, family tickets, 40 quid. See all the action from Britannia Wrestling Promotions. Right, I've got to go now. What do you want, love? Pig's ears for the dogs? I'll chuck in a dick for free.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry. I can't do the opening like I normally do it tonight due to circumstances that happened a couple of days ago with Danxig. So to take my place doing the opening of this podcast, please welcome Johnny B. Goodman.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is BWP Encore Radio. I'm Johnny B. Goodman, and with me this evening we have the BWP technical saviour to the masses,
Chris Dutton.
And with me also, the recently recovering alcoholic. He is the hardest working and best looking referee in British wrestling history,
Max Davies.
Again, apologies for the lack of enthusiasm. I don't think it's lack of enthusiasm actually from Max. Obviously, what happened at the weekend, what transpired, this concussion. It's really got to you.
It has. I'm really confused, Chris. I really am.
Johnny.
Oh, sorry.
You're half the man you used to be.
So I'm only quarter of a regular man in that case.
Exactly. So, fallout from Saturday night, 24th of October. Denby Town Hall Brawl 8, The Purge. What do we make of it? Where do we start?
What do you reckon, Johnny?
Chris?
He's a little under the weather.
Yeah, he's really not feeling it.
Well,
I don't expect much. We don't expect much of him usually, but even less so today.
Yeah, well, I think we should probably explain. For those that might not be aware of what happened to Max.
I'm sorry if they listen to this and they don't know what's happened to Max. Then
you'd be
surprised.
surprised.
What the hell?
You'd be surprised. How can we put this? You had a little bit of a run-in at the weekend with one Danxig.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the video is up. I can't really splice it because obviously, you won't be able to see. So go on the Facebook if you haven't seen it yet. It's quite graphic, I guess is the words. I mean, I guess it's one of those.
It's more vocal than graphic. You can create a picture in your own head of what's actually happened, and obviously.
Yeah, and obviously it's one of those situations, and being a technician for BWP, after I find myself in the right place at the wrong time. And I think that was one of those situations, Danxig, obviously we're going to get into what happened on the night. Wasn't in the best of moods, This is after your match, of course, with Dan Evans, which we'll get to later on in the show. How can we put it? You kind of had a bit of an accident, so we say, Danxig...
There was no accident. Danxig chucked it down the stairs. That's not an accident. It was purposeful. It was intentional.
Have we got the footage?
We have got footage, yeah.
Okay, let's pause this and have a look at the footage because I don't even remember what happened. So this is at the end of the night. I was on my way home.
Yeah, we just finished talking to each other. You were on your way out. I was literally going into the locker room to grab my own stuff, follow you out myself, and as you saw from the video, I don't know if it was premeditated. I don't know if it was he was after. Maybe, like Chris, you were in the wrong place, wrong time.
I think he wanted to send a message to Steve Saxon.
So regardless of who came down those stairs, he was going to attack them, and it just so happened to be you, unfortunately.
I mean...
I'm the lucky lottery winner.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, obviously, everyone saw the Facebook messages from yourself, status updates, checking into, hospital fluid, So, a lot of concern there.
Well, I was the first on the scene apart from yourself, who was just carried on recording. Good friend.
Well, to my defence, I think it was unfortunate that I caught that, but fortunate in the sense that Danxig has been brought to justice, for his actions, and I think if I wasn't there, obviously, having seen the footage back,
God knows who would have attended to him.
I have spoken to Steve. We've had emergency Skype meetings, and now that I have had my wireless or whatever you call it, internet put in my house, which is good, because now I'm on the on-demand service for only $3.99 a month. Yeah, check it out, people.
Nice to get your plug in.
Yeah, check it out, people.
You haven't forgotten some things.
Steve would fire me if I forgot that. So yeah, I've spoken to Steve, and Danxig has been given a suspension for 28 days. Personally, I thought it needed longer, but I'm not the boss. I don't make the rules.
Which actually, we should probably mention, Danxig was originally scheduled to be taking part in Scouser Series this Friday. Obviously, due to this suspension, he's now been pulled, and his match with Roughneck has been cancelled. Yeah, and obviously, for those that aren't aware, a suitable replacement has been found for Danxig, and we're going to announce that right here later on in the show.
So obviously, I was only involved in one match at Denby on Saturday, so I can't really speak for any of the other matches apart from mine, because I didn't see any of the other matches. What was the first match, guys, and how did you see it?
Well, first up, representing the Red Right Hand, we had Sonny Durson and Dave Delvecchio, and they took on the team of Troy McCarthy and Drill.
And I saw that from the referee position, because obviously with you being in a match, I was subject to take charge of every single match on the card for the evening. So I got first-hand look on every single match.
Okay, let's put this match on the back burner for a minute. Johnny, how did you find refereeing all those matches?
It was intense, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. Even in parts where I may have got mistreated and mishandled. Regardless of that, it was a great experience for myself.
So, do you think that you'll ever reach the same calibre as a referee than myself?
I don't think anybody could ever reach that calibre again, Max.
That flatters me, Johnny, because I've seen how well you did on Saturday. And I just want to say from one ref to another, well done for your first whole entire show done by yourself. You did an absolutely sterling job. So as the head referee at Britannia Wrestling Promotions, I just want to extend my sincere thank you to you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you to yourself for the training. Thank you to Mr. Saxon for the opportunity.
Okay, so back onto the subject at hand. It was Sonny Durson and Dave Delvecchio taking on the Island. No, who they say? Yeah, Island.
No, Troy and Trill.
Trill. See, this is what happens when you get thrown down the stairs. So yeah, guys, please tell our adoring listeners your thoughts about this match.
I don't know how to call it myself as a referee. Am I supposed to be unbiased? Can I have an opinion?
Good. Yeah, no, listen, any referee can have an opinion and remain unbiased.
Obviously, I don't know if we haven't really touched on the fact it was Purge Night. We haven't really touched on the rules going into this, have we? So maybe we should explain what was happening throughout the night.
Okay, well...
We had the Purge.
Well, no, okay, we'll stop that there. Listeners, if you don't know what the rules were, go back and listen to the show before this, the Encore show before this one, and then you'll understand the rules. Don't be tight, listen to all of them.
And now that you've listened to that, you're going to understand where I'm coming from with the next point. A very good tag team match to open the show with, very entertaining. Drill had Sonny all but beat. I was literally down, ready to count the 3, and the effects go off. The Purge siren sounds, and who decides to purge in the first match of the evening? None other than the Misery Machine himself, Danxig. He's been causing trouble all summer.
First appearance of many tonight.
That loser.
Obviously, Troy and Drill being former members of the League of Violence, they've had their issues in the past, and perhaps Danxig was looking for retribution for leaving him high and dry, as they did. They walked out on him on a pay-per-view going back a couple of months now. So Danxig came in, he hit Drill, being the legal man, with the corner punt, and just handed the win to the Red Right Hand. Sonny was virtually dead on the floor, and all it was do was get an arm over to cover. and handing that win to the Red Right Hand yet again, with dubious circumstances surrounding any win by the Red Right Hand. This time by no member of their own.
And Johnny, just to mention there, before Danxig actually purged, I don't know if obviously you were aware that Filthy actually pulled you out of the ring during a pin.
Yes, I was aware, and that was literally as the siren had gone off. So I'm not sure the count would have counted anyway during the event of a purge, but still, he was there, ready on hand to pull me out of the way. And luckily, it was Danxig that came down to save the day rather than Phil himself this time.
I've got a question for you. Answer this for me, Paul.
Johnny.
Where's Big T gone? We haven't seen Big T. Do we think that Danxig may have, I don't know, locked him up or murdered him or...
Well, actually, Johnny, I can help you there. I have actually had words with Danxig over this previously, and all he told me was that Big T's services were no longer required, so make of that what you will.
Danxig didn't seem to have the service of anyone at the moment. He seems to think that he can do it all on his own, so...
He did a pretty good job Saturday, let's be honest.
He did.
Yeah, okay, so next up we had a match that was very, very personal. It was Pyro taking on Dean McManus. Obviously we saw over the summer in Rill, D-Mac turned on his partner Pyro, pulled off his mask, which obviously is a huge sign of disrespect. He feels like he wasn't pulling his weight as his tag team partner and co-champion. Obviously they lost the belts to the YOLO squad, and he turned on his friend for whatever reason. We still don't really know, but he obviously came out here with a point to prove. And what did you think of the match, Johnny?
Right, I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys, and you might not agree with my opinion or not. I don't agree with the manner in which Dean McManus tried to demask Pyro, and I know I said it before that maybe Pyro deserved another chance for the mistakes that he made, but upon watching the footage back, I can sort of understand where Dean McManus was coming from. I might have touched on it in previous podcasts saying he is a former champion, he all he wants is glory, and to lose them titles would have been a big blow to him. And it was actually nice to see that fire back in Dean McManus' eyes, albeit for maybe the wrong reasons. He was seeking retribution, but maybe this could mean that Dean McManus goes on to better things and back in the title picture again.
Yeah, and Pyro nearly had him a couple of times. I mean, clearly he was out. He was out for retribution here, and a couple of times he had him down pinned for a 2 count, very close. But in the end, obviously, he got caught in that. Was it a Cobra Clutch kind of submission?
He almost went for his full Nelson finish as normal, and managed to reverse it into a chicken wing.
It was a chicken wing. Okay,
wing.
Yeah, and obviously, as we saw, Pyro, just became conscious and just passed out.
He was unable to continue. I had the match stopped. So for the TKO, during that time, I was trying to get the match stopped and get the bell rung to indicate the finish of that. Pyro came round and obviously Dean wouldn't let go, so he was tapping.
I think there was a bit of confusion there.
Yeah, I don't even think Pyro knew that he'd gone out, that he was out for the count. So he just snapped to, and immediately he couldn't breathe. He was tapping as you would do, and Dean was relentless with it. I managed to get him off eventually, and then
obviously he had words on the microphone after.
He did. He almost brushed Pyro aside. To be honest, he didn't give him any thought, and he was already looking towards the next event being Scouser Series.
Do we think this is over between the two?
I think that this feud between Mick McManus and Tajiri is definitely not over.
Do you mean Dean McManus and Pyro?
Yeah, that's
Max?
what I said.
Okay. He's obviously it's hit him hard, isn't it, Chris? I think.
Yeah, he's had a bad time.
Yes.
Poor Max. Speaking of yourself, Max, our next contest this evening was yourself taking on. Well, you weren't wrestling. You were in a fight with one Dan Evans.
And didn't I know it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
I don't know. Did you? Can you remember it?
How much? I mean, can you remember?
I can remember the match.
Do you remember that you won?
No, I guess I did because I remember drinking beer with Orig Williams.
You mean Dylan Roberts?
Yeah, the Welsh wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you won the match. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, Max. I mean, I know you're a referee, and you defiantly fought against having this match with Dan Evans, but I mean, you went out there and you gave it 110%, and I mean, you nearly had him beat a few times in that match. I mean, he really took it to Dan Evans. I mean, obviously, this was a fight. This was not a wrestling match. It was a Denby street fight.
Well, that's what I said all along. It was a fight. So, it wasn't a wrestling match. It could have gone either way. I'm a fighter, just the same as Dan's a fighter.
And I mean, we should probably mention, during this match, Johnny, you were there. Obviously, Dan Evans, at one point, he went out of the ring and he actually brought in Max's young son into the ring. I mean, what was that like for yourself? I mean, what did you think of the time when that was happening?
To put his hands on Max's son, having a little boy myself.
Well, hang about. I want to talk about what he did to my wife, first of all. Before I'd even come out through the curtain, he spat water all over my wife. But, to be fair, she got a shine. And later on during the match, she slapped him.
On the flip side, though, I mean, yeah, she got a nice shot in there, but that is what caused him to flip out and grab your son. And I mean, obviously, we're all parents, right? It's to see your own flesh and blood in that kind of a predicament. I mean, what was going through your mind, Max, at the time when you saw your son in the ring with Dan Evans?
To be honest, I don't think Max knew a great deal about it.
The first time I realised Tyler was in the ring, I looked at him. And he looked extremely scared, and it's just a father's instinct to protect your own child. And that's where I hit Dan with a double leg takedown, and I started unloading everything I had on him.
Oh, you lit him up?
Like a firework. I've watched the match back, and I did hit Dan with a jawbreaker after that. Can't remember that at all. It was purely out of desperation.
Which obviously led to him being tied up in the ropes. Do you recall any of this?
Oh yes, because it was my idea for Tyler to kick Dan right in the baby maker. So, Jim, what were your thoughts? Oh, so, Derek, what are your thoughts?
Johnny.
So, Brian, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna leave that go.
What were your thoughts about the match?
Well, it was overall nice for you to get the win. You were representing not just referees, but the underdog in general. Standing up to the bully, and albeit the way the match ended, you obviously got the win, but with the interference from Danxig initially, who decided to again make himself a nuisance in the matches, which he'd already said he was going to do at the beginning of the show. And then the save from a very good friend of yours, which we know, 100% Welsh beef, Dylan Roberts. He came to your aid, managed to take out the undesirable in Danxig, and eventually lead up to you getting the pin. As much as I said it was up to you standing up to the bully in Dan Evans, it was almost a case of Dylan Roberts standing up to the bully in Danxig as well. So it was nice to see that, and for the two of you to share a beer in the ring afterwards was absolutely fantastic. I assume for yourself and for Dylan Roberts as well. Obviously he was one of your trainers when you first started in the wrestling business. So overall I would have said a happy ending to the story, albeit of what went on in the ring. I assume that's the end of it now. Dan Evans is done. You've taught him that you're not going to stand for any of this no more, and I'd like to think that that's it, done with.
Yeah, I would imagine that Dan's going to be quite embarrassed to have lost to a referee, so I don't think that he's going to be hassling me anytime soon.
Or me, for that matter. I'd like to think he's learnt his lessons and maybe not going to try it with a different referee.
But you were his golden boy. I got thrown out the ring just so you could ref one of his matches.
I don't think it was a case of me being golden boy. I was just happened to be there. He wanted an impartial ref due to what was going on, and I just took the opportunity to do that. And as we know, we discussed at the beginning of the show, to gain more experience. It was nothing. It was not a dig at you at all. I thought you'd maybe be able to respect me taking the opportunity.
There's one thing that I really do need to say though, Michael.
Johnny.
It's that after taking some of the moves that I did in that match, particularly the Celtic cross off Danxig, I must say I respect any person that gets into that ring and wrestles full on, because them moves, I mean, I thought that I was going to die after I took that off Danxig, and I was pretty sure I shit me pants as well when that happened. Luckily I didn't, but I just want to make it clear the amount of respect that I have for all the wrestlers that have ever stepped into that ring. Not just the BWP ring, but any ring. So Tony, what do you think of the match?
Chris? Well, like I said to you earlier, Max, I mean, surely that bump to the head must have knocked you a little bit loopy, because I did just say this to you about 5 minutes ago, but, you know, for what it's worth, I think you put up a hell of a fight. I mean, you came out on top, you took it to Dan Evans, yeah, you know, exchange with Danxig, but that wasn't any fault of your own, it was Purge Night, no disqualifications, anything goes. But, I mean, look, you came out on top, you won. Obviously, Danxig didn't take that too lightly, as we know what happened after the match, obviously. But for what it's worth, you had your moment of glory, sharing the ring with Dylan Roberts, sharing the beer.
Yeah, my good mate, Orig Williams.
Dylan
Williams.
Dylan Roberts.
Orig Roberts.
Dylan Roberts.
Dylan Roberts.
That's it. Your good mate, Dylan Roberts.
Neil Roberts.
Close enough.
Neil Roberts.
Dylan Roberts.
Dylan Maddox.
Dylan Roberts.
Dylan Roberts.
That's it, yeah.
Got that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still very confused. Oh, in fact, I'll tell you what, I think it's time for us to listen to this. I do love lounging around Mac's mansion, but it gets boring from time to time. That's why I've subscribed to the Britannia Wrestling Promotions on-demand services. BWP On Demand? That's right, Vlad the lad. BWP On Demand. How much does this cost? It costs £3.99 a month, and for that you get all the newest releases days after they're filmed. Of course, there's also a huge back catalogue of BWP events, plus exclusive backstage content. Now that's a bargain in any language. Do you know how to access these services, Vlad? No, of course you don't, you sneaky little Russian. All you've got to do is go to www.britanniawrestling.co.uk and follow the links. It's as easy as that. Now Vlad, what are you doing in my house again? Stop eating my biscuits and get out. Okay, love you. Gemma, he's done it! Wait, what? And we're back. So, Daniel and Craig.
Johnny.
And Chris.
Of course, there was something major that happened that concluded the match.
It was post-match.
No,
Didn't conclude the match.
it wasn't post-match.
After the match was over.
No.
Yes, it was. The bell
It
gone.
was.
Oh, well, you see. This is what happens when you get thrown down the stairs. Okay, anyway, post-match, there was a very important message, I suppose, that was delivered from Steve Saxon.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that no one in the audience would have noticed, but prior to Dylan Roberts purging in that match, I was instructed by himself to get a video ready to play on the screen for everyone to watch. Obviously, post-match, as we said, you know, he restrained Danxig, forced him to watch as I played the video, and on that video was a message from Steve Saxon, who was, at the time, I believe, 30,000 feet in the air on the way to Spain.
How did he manage to get that video to you?
Steve Saxon's a very clever man, isn't he?
He has
He
his
knows.
ways, you know. I mean, I'm a technical saviour to the masses. I have my ways to get this stuff. That's all you need to know, Max. That's my job, not yours. No offence. So I played the video, and obviously within was a message from Steve Saxon.
What does the message say, Chris?
Yeah, well, obviously,
I think at this point maybe we should listen to the audio of the message.
First of all, Denby, I want to apologise for not being there tonight. This is the first show that I've missed in 8 years of being at Denby Town Hall, and at this moment in time I'm about 30,000 feet up in the air on my way down to southern Spain with my family, so I do apologise. Secondly, if you're watching this video, then I can guarantee that two things have happened tonight. First of all, Danxig has overstepped the mark again and tried to ruin everybody's evening, as he's been trying to do for the last couple of months, been trying to call me out. Secondly, that Dylan Roberts is probably cutting around the scruff of his neck right now in the centre of the ring, forcing him to watch this video. Cheers, beef. Now Danxig, you've been calling me out, you've been causing trouble all across North Wales for the past 3 months, trying to catch up with me, shouting my name, Steve, Steve. Well, you know what, Danxig, I'm going to give you what you want. I can't give it you tonight, but what I will do is that this time next month, right here in Denby Town Hall, I will be stood in the centre of this ring and I will speak to you man to man, face to face. So Danxig, chin up, beef, you know what to do.
Yeah, so as we heard there, Danxig's been trying to get Steve Saxon face to face in the ring for months now, and as we heard, he will, on our next Denby show on October the 22nd in Denby Town Hall, he will be face to face in the ring with Danxig. And I gotta be honest, guys, I dread to think what is going to happen.
It can only spell trouble. It's got it written all over.
I mean, we saw what he did to you last Saturday.
Maybe when he eventually Danxig gets what he wants, then maybe he'll.
What does he want?
Well, that's it.
That's
We don't
the
know what he
question.
wants, and is Steve Saxon willing to be held ransom to Danzig's demands? Does Steve Saxon negotiate with terrorists?
Well, clearly.
Steve Saxon, knowing Steve like I do, because we are good friends, let me reassure you that Vince McMahon,
Steve Saxon.
yeah, that's what I said, is not afraid of anyone, and he will stare anyone in the face. And when he goes in there, and he will go face to face with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Danzig.
Sorry.
The resemblance is uncanny though, but he's got that.
Steve, he will not take any shit. And that being said, Paul.
Johnny.
So yeah, we need to talk about match 17.
4.
From Rithin Town Hall Brawl.
Denby Town Hall Brawl.
Anyway, please, carry on.
Okay. So next up we had 100% Welsh Beef Dylan Roberts making his officially scheduled appearance for the evening, taking on The Juice, CJ Banks.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching this video back. You know, you're talking about two incredible workers here, Orig Williams and Cat Weasel.
Dylan Roberts and CJ Banks.
Yeah, that's what I said.
On the previous podcast, we bigged this up as a potential match of the year, and in my opinion, it did not let us down.
So yeah, obviously this match didn't disappoint as we predicted on our last show. Very technical match, very evenly paced. I thought it was a very hard fought win there for Dylan Roberts. It came out on top after Dan Evans decided to purge, and it didn't really go too well to him.
No, it didn't go well for Dan Evans at all. I didn't know what he thought coming into that match. I can't help but laugh because I was stood there in the ring wondering what on earth is he thinking here, coming into the ring with potentially two of the best superstars, not just on our roster but in British wrestling today. And to what gain? What is he going to gain from this? And as we saw, he gained absolutely nothing.
I really look forward to watching this match back and seeing Big Daddy purging into this match.
Dan Evans.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, obviously Dan Evans ended up sort of accidentally taking CJ's flying knee, walked straight into a cutter, and
yeah, so Cat Weasel hit the flying knee on Big Daddy and then turned around into a cutter off Orig Williams, right?
Close enough.
Absolutely, Max. That's exactly
100%.
It's definitely the match that I officiated anyway.
Yes, so Max, as you tried to say there, CJ Banks gave Dan Evans his flying knee by mistake, and Dylan Roberts capitalised with a cutter and got the 3 count and won the match. So
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So moving on from that, of course, the next match was the Royal Brothers
Island Brothers
versus those Telling Girls.
Those Telling Boys.
Them telling boys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm also confused.
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Bert and
Bert
Dave.
and Dave.
Who's Dave?
Dave the Rave Desire.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, good.
Please continue.
You were the one that was continuing. You were going to tell us.
So you were going to tell us all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch it, and I thought it was an extremely good singles match. So, Adrian,
Johnny.
you were in the ring at the time, so please give me your thoughts.
Yes, I was in the ring at the time, Max. I'm glad you remembered that bit because you're really struggling to remember my name this evening. On the last podcast, we previewed this match, and I think we got the preview spot on. We expected the Island Brothers to come in to dominate, to make a name for themselves heading into their title match at Scouser Series, and that's exactly what happened.
It's the Steiner Brothers.
Them Telling Boys.
No, the Steiner Brothers.
Them Telling Boys.
No, the Steiner Brothers are going against the Royal Brothers at Scouser.
The Olo squad.
Yeah, the Yellow Squad.
That's
Again,
what I said.
You're confusing
Yeah.
everybody now, Max. It's ridiculous. I've had enough of this shit.
Leave me the fuck alone.
I think we should just put him out.
Maybe we should throw him down the stairs again.
Put him out of his misery.
Reverse the roll. Another knock to the head.
Yeah, like you said, as we predicted last time, it was kind of a fun match. Obviously, we had a nice bit of a dance off there at the beginning. Trying to get the Island Brothers to participate didn't quite go to plan. They kind of had the upper hand for the whole match, really. You know, they're trying to make a point going into Scouser Series. You know, obviously they're facing the YOLO squad for the tag titles. So, I mean, going into the Scouser Series now, what do you think this has helped their momentum? You know, what do you think their chances are going to be like in Liverpool?
Of course it has. We had 2 matches for us now at BWP in back-to-back events, and both times they've got a win. So that's 2 wins on the bounce they've got going into that match against the YOLO squad. So, of course, they're going to be feeling positive, feeling good. The only negative I might put on it is that the YOLO squad haven't competed since the summer season at Rill, so they're going to be pretty fresh, whereas the Island Brothers are coming off that match. It wasn't a physical match, but still they competed, and
a win's a win, and it's obviously a boost for morale.
6 days from then they're going to be competing again, whereas the YOLO squad have had all that time to prepare, so that's the only...
Yeah, I think it really could go either way, but well, obviously, you know, there's only one way to find out, and that is to get yourself down there this Friday at the Dome and find out for yourself.
Have you ever dreamt about being a wrestler? Standing on the turnbuckle, holding the world title above your head? Now your dreams can become reality with the North Wales Wrestling Dojo. Training sessions are held every Monday and Thursday, 7pm till 9pm, and Saturday, 12 noon till 4pm at the North Wales Wrestling Dojo, located behind the Little Theatre in Rill, North Wales. Dare to dream with the North Wales Wrestling Dojo.
And we'll move on to the main event, which was, of course, the Dynamite Kid
The Babyface Pitbull
versus Doink the Clown.
Danxig.
Why do you keep on repeating what I'm saying?
Don't you worry about it, Max. You're doing your best. You just carry on.
All will be revealed when you're better and listen to this podcast back. Obviously, this match was for the Championship of Wales, and the result maybe didn't go in Pitbull's favour as we would have hoped. Obviously, he's only won that title at the summer season in Rill, and I'd like to think he was hoping for a longer title reign than he actually got.
Having said that, you know, the loss wasn't entirely down to his own fault.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Obviously, the red right hand purged during the match, and I think it was Don Micho actually attacked Pitbull with his cane, and that led to Danxig getting the pinfall and the win, and you know, your new champion of Wales crown was Danxig.
It was almost as if Danxig and the red right hander joined forces. Obviously, Danxig that
is the team to be reckoned with.
Getting the win for the red right hand in the earlier tag team match, which we discussed, and then the red right hand almost returning the favour to help Danxig win that title, win the Welsh title again for the second time.
Yeah, I mean, a very physical match as we would expected, as we predicted going into this. Very hard.
Yeah, obviously before the loss, before the match eventually panned out for the loss for Pitbull, I really, from a neutral point of view, I really enjoyed Pitbull taking the red right hand to Suplex City, because
we should mention.
I'm just going to cut me off. Fuck you.
We should know. Well, we'll get to that, but we should mention that prior to the red right hand purging, Pitbull actually had Danxig in the canine clutch, and I have to admit, would Danxig have tapped out at that moment? I wonder if it wasn't for the red right hand.
I was there. I officiated, and if he wouldn't have purged, his hand was ready to tap. I was there, ready to count it. You could see him. He was in excruciating pain, and obviously the siren sounded, and Pitbull was forced to let go because he needed to watch his own back because he didn't know who was going to come out.
And of course, whilst Stone Cold Steve Austin was celebrating...
Danxig.
Yeah, that's what I said. Whilst he was celebrating, there was another purge, and Johnny Saint.
Ry Lloyd.
That's what I said. Mr. No Queer, Ry Lloyd.
Mr. No Fear.
That's what I said. Johnny Saint came out.
Ry Lloyd.
Stop it, you're really annoying me now. Came out.
It's like an echo, isn't it?
Purged. He did purge, right?
He definitely purged.
Yeah. And will you take it from here, Trevor?
Chris.
Chris. Why put your big boy voice on for?
So yeah, I mean, Danxig was in the ring celebrating his title win. Obviously, ecstatic at this, but as he's raising the belt up, the lights just die, and obviously the purge siren rings out, and out comes Mr. No Fear Ry Lloyd. Obviously, Mr. No Fear Ry Lloyd purged and challenged Danxig for a title match right there and then. Obviously, the rules of Purge Night stated that as long as a referee is present, any superstar can challenge any other superstar to any match, and he decided he wanted a shot at that Champion of Wales title, and he took it. And obviously, Johnny, tell us the outcome of the match.
Yes, I was on hand for the purge to take place, and before we get the match started, Rylord managed to evade a belt shot from Danxig, which Ry managed to counter into his finish, roll the dice. Surprisingly, and somehow, Danxig managed to kick out of that.
Well, out of desperation.
Yeah, after the match that he just had with the babyface Pitbull, you can see on the footage if you ever watch it back the disbelief that I was in that he managed to kick out of it. I was certain that the match was over. Rylord managed to get back on top, hit him with a missile drop kick from the top turnbuckle, and then with a swanton finish for the win eventually, and becoming a champion of Wales for the first time in his career. But he's now a 2-time champion after winning obviously the BWP catchweight champion at the Summer Rumble. So another accolade to add to the growing list of championships he's won. Yeah,
it is definitely a growing list, and it's definitely one to look out for the future. Well, no, actually saying that, he's making waves now. So if anyone wants to see the best of the newest crop of talent, they should always go and watch Johnny Saint.
Rylord.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and if you'd like to hear exclusive thoughts from Rylord post-title win, I caught up with him after the show, and you can actually watch that as exclusive content as part of when Purge Night goes on demand, which will be later this week. It will be available to stream in full, including exclusive interviews with Rylord and the Red Right Hand, and that will be up this week, so make sure you get over there and watch that. It's a heck of an event if you weren't there live. In addition to that, of course, this Friday the 30th of September at the Dome, Liverpool Grand Central, we have Scouser Series. Obviously this one's been building it for a very long time. It is a huge event, BWP's biggest ever show. Make sure you get down there. Tickets are still available. Get your reservations right now. This is going to be massive.
I mean, yeah, we've been building this up for a number of weeks now, and if you don't already know the card, where the hell have you been? Get on social media, check it out, get your tickets, get down there.
Obviously, the main event, or we'll just talk quickly about the headline match for this card. It will be the babyface Pitbull taking on Don Micho, defending his PWI BWP World Catchweight Championship, and the special enforcer for that match,
Brock Lesnar.
Dave Faulkner.
Mixed martial arts.
Not too dissimilar.
Mixed martial arts legend, superstar Dave Faulkner will be the special guest enforcer for that match. And as a special exclusive here, I have words from the babyface Pitbull. He has some very, shall we say, choice words for Don Micho, and we're going to splice that here right now.
Well, I guess that's your idea of making sure I've not got an easy run for this championship, Don. Well, guess what? You wanted to make me angry? You wanted to wind me up? Well, guess what? You have done. And I'm not the sort of guy you should piss off, especially when you got a championship match with me a week later. So next Friday the 30th at the Dome in Liverpool, I'm going to rip your testicles off and shove them up your arse so far you can taste them. And all your mates, and I'm going to walk out the BWP Catchweight Champion.
So, yeah, obviously, Pitbull did not take that loss lightly, losing that belt down to the Red Right Hand, and more importantly, Don Micho. As you can see, he is very much eagerly anticipating this match. I think it's going to be a hell of a main event, and I think that is worth the price of admission alone.
So I'm so looking forward to the Manchester Massacre.
Scouser Series.
Yeah, that's what I said. So that's it, people. Remember, come down to the Dome, Grand Central, Liverpool. Thank you very much for pointing that out to me, Johnny. This Friday, don't miss out on the biggest ever BWP show in history. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. So, from
Johnny B. Goodman.
Chris Dutton.
and me, Earl Hebner,
Max Davies.
it's hello.
Goodbye.
North Star.
It was intense, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. Even in parts where I may have got mistreated and mishandled. Regardless of that, it was a great experience for myself.
You got mishandled by someone else other than Chris?
Other than Chris, yeah. That happened backstage, but we don't know. But again, he's always got a camera on him.
No, I think that Mick McManus and Tajiri... Don't laugh! Just...
I feel so sorry for him.
No, I think that this feud between Mick McManus... Fucking hell, I'm laughing now.
McManus?
What was that one from X Factor called? Michelle McManus.
I liked it when Pyro hit the green mist.
When did he do that?
He did.
Oh, right!
Yeah, for fuck's sake, Chris. I want to talk about what he did to my wife, first of all. Before I'd even come out through the curtain, he spat water all over my wife.
Squirted all over your wife.
Oh yes, because it was my idea for Tyler to kick Dan right in the baby maker. In fact, why don't we ask the little fella to come in so we can hear his thoughts about it?
I mean, obviously we didn't mention this at the top of the show, but we are in Mac's mansion this evening recording the show. So obviously
with Max being housebound,
that's exactly.
there's not much else we could do but come to him and tend to his needs, which Chris has very kindly done.
Against the advice of my good wife.
I know what's best for you, Max.
Tyler!
Better not be fucking asleep.
Tyler! Yeah, it could be actually.
You're waking
Yeah, you're fucking ass, Danny.
Yeah, you needed for the podcast, you little shit.
As it turns out, he's sleeping.
Ah.
Splice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, he's sleeping, so we can't really ask for his thoughts. But then again, who wants to hear the thoughts of an 8-year-old?
Probably more useful than me on the podcast.
It's got a point.
It was almost a case of Danxig also standing up to the bully, and Danxig.
Danxig stood up to himself, did he?
Huh?
There's a fucking mirror in the ring, was there?
It was almost
I think he fucked that up.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still very confused.
So I think we should send him to bed, you know.
No, I'm not staying in a room with you.
Fuck on.
No, oh, go on.
It's him that owes me, it's not you.
Well, hang about. We're all staying in the same room on Friday.
He's not.
No, he's staying in the bathroom with your mate who's coming with us.
Matt.
I don't remember. I don't even know his name. I don't remember his
Is
name.
he the hairy
And anyway,
fella?
I'd call him a different name anyway. I really hope he doesn't listen to this.
He does.
And we're back. So, Daniel and Craig. Daniel Craig.
That's terrible.
And we're back. So, Craig and Daniel.
Craig David.
David and Craig.
Well, clearly.
Steve Saxon, knowing Steve like I do, because we are good friends, he is not afraid of anyone.
Would Steve call you a good friend?
Yeah, of course he would. But in the same breath, he'd call me a
He'd call
No.
you a little angry English dwarf.
Alcoholic.
Dwarf.
And that being said, Paul.
I don't know who you're on about.
Steve.
Paul.
Heyman.
You. Paul.
Who are you going on about?
You!
Me?
Yeah!
Just say Johnny!
Paul. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching this video back. You know, you're talking about two incredible workers here, Orig Williams and Cat Weasel.
Dylan Roberts and CJ Banks.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Cat Weasel.
I mean,
That's the only time I'll ever hear a Cat Weasel reference on this podcast.
fucking fucked, mate, I tell you.
What the hell was that? Oh, you're talking about me? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I did watch it, and I thought it was an extremely good singles match.
Tag
Tag
team
team
match.
And Lana Austin and Nixon did some lovely, beautiful dancing.
I think it means Bert and Dave.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I said. They did some beautiful dancing in the ring, and I tell you one thing, I would jump into bed with either of those two.
Well, they were dancing to Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Oh, I thought it was by Kylie Minogue.
No, it's Madonna.
They're the same, right?
Yes, I was in the ring at the time, Max. I'm glad you remembered that bit, because he's really struggling to remember my name this evening. But let it slide on this occasion. Before...
Well, you get thrown down the fucking stairs, you prick, and see how you fucking cope.
Before the
Don't look at
event...
me with them fucking eyes.